Hello everyone, I hope you can hear me alright. It is Halloween night. What a better way to celebrate than to do a little Ouija board. Now I know what some people are thinking. You hear all these horror stories about, oh, I used a Ouija board once and 5 seconds later some ghost I was hearing noises and doors were opening and closing all on their own. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. I believe in spirits and ghosts, like I said before. I don't know if I believe in the Ouija board or not. I mean, it's obviously here, it exists in a personal way. But I don't know if this is actually able to contact the dead at all. I feel it is like when you have your hands on it and you're moving it around, if it does move at all, which it doesn't for me, and I'll get into my past with Ouija boards in a bit, but usually when you're moving it around like this, like if it's moving around on its own, it's just detecting micro movements in your hands, and that's what's actually causing it to move, not a spirit. But we'll see. Yes. Let's light our candle. Get it all spooky up in here. We got our candle lit. It is around 10 p.m. on Halloween night. And let's see if anyone wants to talk. Now, I don't think this is actually going to work. I'm going to say that up front because I don't think we have any spirits in the house or the apartment, whatever you want to call it. I've never really... I've talked a little bit about like seeing one thing once, but that was like at the beginning of the year. I don't think we have any active spirits here. But, it's been a while since I used one, so I'm just trying to think how I know there's like a whole bunch of rules you're supposed to technically do. Like, oh, you're actually supposed to be doing this with multiple people. And my boyfriend's at work, actually. And on top of that, he's always been a little scared of Ouija boards, so I'm not going to force him to do that. Not going to force him to actually do that. So I'm going to do this by myself, although I know you're technically not supposed to. But let's get started. We're going to start with the H, E, L, L, O. And then we go in the middle. Are there any spirits here that wish to communicate? If there are any spirits here that wish to communicate, please move this planchette. You can use the energy, you can use my body to communicate through this board here. Make it move, and you can speak to me that way. Is there any spirits that want to talk? See, it's not really moving, it's just like moving very slightly in the same spot. But I think that's just small vibrations in my body that's causing it to move. It's not like, oh my god, oh! It's not doing that. It's just very slightly like moving in the same spot. But that's because of me, because of my micro movements. It's not actually channeling anything, which I told you was probably not going to do it, because I've tried using many Ouija boards in the past with many different people in many different locations, and I've never had it actually move on me on its own. Even with other people here with me and we all have the hands on it and everything, it never actually spelled out anything or moved or anything. And I was like, at a friend's house, and their house was supposedly haunted. But it never worked, it never moved, nothing. Please communicate with me if you are here. Give me a sign of your presence, please. And I don't know, like, how long you're supposed to wait for a response. Like, is it usually immediate? Does it take, like, 20 or 30 minutes? Because, like, I'm not going to stay here that long. You know, is that why it never worked? Just because it usually takes a long ass time? Are you just supposed to sit here and wait? How have you? I'm trying to barely touch it, right? But like even now, like my hands aren't the steadiest. I know my hands aren't super steady. So like even when I'm touching it, it's like you can see it slowly moving a little bit, but that's just because my hands are like shaky. It's not moving to a letter or anything. It's like right in the middle. Is it better if I touch it like that? Are there any spirits here that want to communicate with us? Use this board to communicate. What is your name? And I'm barely touching it. It's not like I'm holding down on it so it can't move. I'm like barely trying to touch it, you know? Because it's still smooth. It can still move around easily enough. If said spirit actually communicated and actually moved it, you know? But it's not doing that. And I don't know if it's just because I'm skeptic and that's why it's not working. But in the past, when I have tried it with friends and other people, I went into it with a more open mind than I am now. And it still didn't move. I want this to work. If it does work, if Ouija boards actually work, I would like this to work, yeah. I want to communicate with something, if there is something even here. But I don't know if this just won't work if there's no spirits here. Like, if you don't have any spirits that you know of here, will this just not work at all? I don't know. And like I said, I've did everything wrong you can possibly do wrong with a Ouija board, and it never moved once. So, I don't know. Use this device to communicate if you want to communicate with us. Don't be afraid. I mean you no harm. And I promise I won't be afraid. I got an idea. Hold on. I think I got one more from here? Actually, where did it go? There you are. Did it move while I was gone? I wish to communicate with you. Please show some sign that you are here with me. Well, before I give up, I wanted to try and show off my little cute handheld Ouija board. It's adorable. It's a travel size Ouija board. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? And then you open this little thingy up here, and you got a little planchette. So let's try it on this one. Oh, look how cute it is. It's actually kind of difficult to film this because you kind of have to hold it open so it's a flat surface. H-E-L-L-O. Maybe I can do it on both. I'm doing 2 Ouija boards at once. Is there any spirits here that wish to communicate with us? Actually, maybe we should just try this one and hold it down. Come on. Please use this board to communicate with us. It's just very difficult with a small one because, like, my fingers and hands are kind of big, so it's like, oh, it's so tiny. It says T. Well, that's where I set it on, so I don't know if that's actually moving. I'm moving on purpose now, but I'm trying to hold it still. But like I said, the micro movements in your fingers and your hands make it kind of difficult, and I think that's what usually moves these boards. If you want to contact us, please do so through one of these 2 boards. We're allowing you entrance to talk to us. Are there any spirits here? I know I saw you earlier, but that was like in the beginning of the year. Are you still here? Do ghosts exist? And that's basically it. I don't know how long I should be going about doing this for, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna wait here like half an hour with my hands on it the whole time. I don't know if that, like, if how long it usually takes. Like, for people to experience things, is it usually right away? Does it take a while? Is the reason I've never seen or experienced a Ouija board move at all is because I didn't wait long enough? Like, I don't know. Because I'm kind of impatient, I guess, a little bit. It's like, I'll give it like 10, maybe even 20 minutes, but like after that, it's like, how long am I supposed to wait, you know? It's like, I have things I could be doing. But then again, it's like, you're trying to contact the dead, supposedly, right? That's the whole point, is to try to contact the dead. They're not gonna, if ghosts do exist, which I do believe spirits exist, but like, they're not pets to be called on command, you know what I mean? They're independent beings. So it's up to them whether they want to come or not. And it's like, they're not like something that, it's not like something that can just be like commanded to like appear when you want it to appear. They're gonna appear on their own time if they are at all. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. there any spirits here with us that want to communicate? You can move this planchette, this little thing on top of the board, and you can spell out words to communicate with us. Let's do 2 different Ouija boards at once. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm trying not to. I mean, not purposely anyway. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm being serious about this. And I'm hoping something does come through, because I would like, more than anything, to witness something. Or to even have this move so I can talk to something. But, while I wait, I'll keep one hand on it. While I wait, I would like to talk more about past experiences. Because like I said, I did almost everything wrong you can do wrong with different Ouija boards. I have this Ouija board, which I thought was a cute Ouija board. It's like a girls one theme one, and I just like the art on it. It's really cute and pink, and I like pink. And apparently this one is actually kind of rare now. Like, you go on eBay and stuff, and they're actually going for a decent price, surprisingly. I have this one. I bought a used old wooden one from the 70s. But the reason I'm not using that one right now is because the planchette, you can see on here, like, the planchette for the old wooden one, the felt has all rubbed off of it. So it doesn't glide at all anymore. It just has, like, hard plastic. So all these felt pieces on the old wooden one, the felt's been worn off, so it just has hard plastic. So you try to glide it and move it, it does not move. It's like hard to move it. So like, if I have a hard time, like, it doesn't move like how nice and easy this moves. It's actually harder, so it's like it doesn't slide. So if I have a, not hard time, but if I have a slight, if I have to work it to move it, I doubt a spirit or ghost is going to be able to easily move it, you know what I mean? So, that's the reason I'm not using that one right now, is because I either need to, like, attach more felt to the bottom or get a different planchette for that one. This cute travel size one, which I just thought was, like, more of a gay gift, I would sometimes bring it to work just to scare some people. Because, you know how, like, it's became so ingrained in pop culture and the general... what's the right word for that? The general... subconscious, of societal subconscious, I guess is the right word, I don't know. The zeitgeist of society, that, like, Ouija boards summon demons and shit, right? So it's like, people will randomly believe it even though they've never experienced anything from a Ouija board themselves. All they know about it is stupid horror movies. You know what I mean? So it's like... But like, I think it was a different Ouija board that I still have. It might have been the older one. I don't remember. But I left a Ouija board out on the desk table one time, for a whole week straight, with a planchette on top of it, resting, without saying goodbye, and I just left it there for a whole week. It did not move, it didn't do anything. And it's like, that's a big no-no. You're supposed to always say goodbye at the end of it, at the end of your session. You're never supposed to leave the planchette on top of the Ouija board. You're not supposed to do that either. That's a big no-no. Alright? You're always supposed to store them separately so the planchette isn't touching the board when you're storing it, because that's leaving the gateway open, supposedly, right? I don't know. But I did that for like a whole week. Nothing happened, obviously. I think in the past I've taunted spirits to try to show themselves or anything. This was back when I was dumber and younger and dumber, so that was like a while back when I didn't have as much respect. Still nothing happened, so I don't know. I just don't put a whole lot of stock in Ouija boards, and maybe that's my problem. Maybe it's because my skepticism, not in terms of spirits and ghosts, but my skepticism in the actual Ouija board itself is ruining any possible experiences I might have with a Ouija board. I don't know how that works. Because like I said, I'm not so much skeptical in spirits and ghosts. I'm just skeptical in Ouija boards actually being able to communicate with the spirits and ghosts. I do believe spirits and ghosts exist. I don't believe they're as common as everyone seems to make you think. Like, you go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, there's a shitload of ghosts caught on camera videos, and I was actually planning on maybe working on reacting to some of those. Maybe I will soon. But 9 times out of 10, those are fake as hell. Alright? I mean, it's pretty obviously either it's edited or it's just fake and staged. I don't believe, like, spirits and ghosts are, like, that common here. Like, yeah, I do believe they are here, but I don't believe it's like, oh, every other house is haunted or something. You know what I mean? So it's like, I kind of... But I do believe they exist. I've never questioned that ghosts exist altogether. But I don't know if my skepticism in the actual Ouija board is what's preventing me from communicating, or if it's just all bullshit. Because my running theory is that it works more on so subtle micro movements in your hands and other people's hands. That's why it works best when you have other people touching the planchette as well. So you have multiple different people and you have like such subtle movements in your hands that you don't realize your hands are moving at all, but they actually are, and you just don't pick up on that consciously. And that's when it starts moving and going, oh my god, the ghost is talking. And it's like, it's not. But that's just me. And then you got the whole stories where it's like, Josiah played with the Ouija board. 2 days later, he started hearing noises in his house. Doors were opening and closing on their own. He heard 3 knocks at a time. The supernatural occurrences kept ramping up. Like, all these things you hear, and it's like, okay, these are just like campfire stories. Come on, really? But I think we're just gonna end it here. I don't want to go too long. I don't want to make this such a long video. It's like, alright, we get the point. I tried. I gave it the honest try. And I guess just no one really wants to communicate. So, thank you all for watching, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. Also, have a great and safe Halloween, everyone. I hope you enjoy the day when the veil is thinnest. Hopefully, you have a safe one out there. And I'll see you next time. That hurt.